This is a 15-minute guided meditation for the Sun in Pisces. My name is Kat, and you are watching the Soul Sister channel. The Sun in Pisces affirmation that we will be using this month is, I am a spiritual being in a physical body. The light of my spirit illuminates my path. With this affirmation this month, we are going to learn to develop our relationship with our higher self, if we haven't begun to do that yet. If we have, we are going to learn how to deepen that relationship. So, before we get started, let's find ourselves a quiet space where we can be undisturbed for the next 15 minutes. Let's get comfortable in whatever manner that means for us. Some of us may be lying down, closing our eyes, seated position. Just get comfy. Now, we are going to start the meditation by taking 3 deep cleansing breaths. Let's take the first one now. On this first deep cleansing breath, we are releasing all disease, all negativity, all toxicity from our physical and from our etheric bodies. Let's visualize all the darkness. We see it all flowing out of our bodies, flowing away. All our disease, all our discomforts, all our aches and pains. We see it all flowing away. Let's take our second deep cleansing breath. On this second deep cleansing breath, we release all disease, all negativity, all toxicity from our emotional and our astral bodies. We see all the darkness, all the negativity. We see it flowing away. All our sadness, all our loneliness, all our unworthiness. We see it all flowing, just flowing away. Let's take one more deep cleansing breath. On this third deep cleansing breath, we're releasing all disease, all negativity, all toxicity from our mental bodies, both higher and lower. Again, we see all the darkness. We might see it like blackness or grays, those colors. We see it just leaving our bodies. We see it flowing out, flowing from our fingertips and our toes, just flowing away. All our fear, we see flowing away. All our lack, we see flowing away, just flowing away. And now, in this place of all this darkness, we see our body filling. Our entire body is being filled with this beautiful white light. It is filling our physical body, our etherical body. It is filling our emotional and our astral bodies. We see it filling our mental bodies, both higher and lower, this incredible, beautiful white light. This white light is made up of love, power, goodwill. Not only do we see it filling our entire body with this incredible white light, we see it going out and forming a protective bubble of white light all around us. And this bubble is deflecting all evil all low vibration, all negativity, all toxicity. It is deflecting right off this bubble and flowing away. Now, we have found ourselves. We are now in this space of white light. We are now connected with our higher self in this space of white light. Now, we are going to go over, imagine ourselves going over to a magical pool. It's a magical reflective pool of water. We go over to this reflective magical pool of water and we look into this pool, and what do we see? Reflected back to us is our most perfect self. What does this perfect self look like to us? If we could be anyone, anything that we could ever want to be, who does that look like? Who is that? Who is looking back at us? Who is that most perfect self? What does that perfect self look like? How does it feel? Let's try it on. Let's try on that perfect self. Let's stay for a moment with that imagining of our perfect self who is looking back from that reflective pool, this amazing person who we wish we could be, who we want to be, who we desire to be. Who is that looking back at us? Let's feel what it's like for a moment to be that perfect person, that true self, to be everything that we ever wanted to be. Let's feel that. What does that feel like? Let's sit with our most perfect self for just a few seconds. Get a feel for our most perfect self, what we look like, what we feel like, our mannerisms. Who is that looking back at us? What does it feel like to be them? And now that we've had a chance to see and to feel our most perfect self, that self that we want to be, that we desire to be, that we wish we could be, we're getting a feel for it, what that's like. Now, with this most perfect self reflected back to us, try that on. Get the feel of it. Now let's take that perfect self and let's go back and look back into that magic reflective pool again. We look back into that magic reflective pool, and what do we see? We see our most perfect self doing what? The work that we desire, the work that brings us bliss, the work that brings us joy. What is that work? What is it that if we could do anything in the world, make a living from anything in the world, what would that be? Regardless of any limitations that we see in our life, what would that be? What would that work look like? Let's imagine our most perfect self doing that work. We look into this reflective pool, and back to us is reflected our most perfect self doing our most perfect work. Let's stay with that image for just a minute. Let's stay with it. Let's feel what it's like. Let's take a look. What are we doing? What is that job? What does that feel like? Let's imagine ourselves for just a little bit of our perfect self doing our most perfect work. And now we are going to say our Sun in Pisces affirmation. I am a spiritual being in a physical body. The light of my spirit illuminates my path. Let's say the affirmation together. And then we are going to sit in this space of white light, connected with our higher self, visualizing our most perfect self doing the work that brings us joy. Let's say the affirmation together. I am a spiritual being in a physical body. The light of my spirit illuminates my path. In this space, connected with our higher self, being able to visualize our most perfect self doing the work that makes us the happiest. In this space, we are going to stay in this space for just a little bit. And we are going to allow our minds to be open to the possibilities of how we can manifest this most perfect vision. So in this space of peace, of safety, of connectedness to our higher self, we see ourselves doing what we love to do best. And then we see how we can make that happen. And now we start coming back into our physical self. We thank our higher self for spending time with us today, for sharing the vision of who we truly are, doing the work that makes us the happiest and brings us fulfillment. We are so grateful for this connection. We come back into our body. We wiggle our toes. Let's wiggle our fingers. We might want to flutter our eyes a little bit just to get back in and get grounded again. And as we leave this meditation today, let's take with us that beautiful visualization in our heads of our most perfect self doing our most perfect work in the light, and keep that vision active, keep it close, refer to it during the day, see what happens with that vision of ourselves doing our most perfect work throughout the day and throughout the days that forward. Take this meditation with you. You can use this meditation every day to connect with your higher self, to make the visualization of our most perfect self doing our most perfect work stronger and stronger, and it will become clearer as to how we can make this happen in our lives. Go in peace, and remember, the light of my spirit illuminates my path. Namaste.